Hello, YouTube. Oh boy. All right. So, clearly, this is a nighttime video that I'm doing right now, a nighttime live, and also a driving video. It looks like, it feels like, it certainly seems like so far. Yeah, so this is my first time going live while driving. I've definitely thought about it before. And I haven't done a nighttime video for a while. I know I've done a nighttime video before. I don't think I've done a nighttime live though, at least not that I can recall. So I do think it's interesting that for my first time doing a live video while driving, I'm choosing to do it at night and also while I'm leaving the club. I did end up staying until close yesterday / last night, tonight, today, whatever you want to call this. All I know is I went in on a Monday. It was a very Monday, and yeah, now I am leaving after midnight, so technically it is now Tuesday. And so I did a live video, an hour-long live video before it was kind of right after I had started my shift earlier yesterday. I don't really know if I should call it yesterday or today. Let's just say Monday. So yeah, I did a video, a live, kind of right after I had started my shift, and oh my gosh, it's so dark right now. This is spooky. And there's one person watching me right now, it looks like, so that's like extra spooky. Oh my gosh. I feel like usually when I do my lives lately, it definitely will usually say, okay, now there's two. Okay, now I feel better. A lot of times when I do my lives lately, there's definitely more than one person, it says anyways. Oh my gosh, it's like pitch black. Who is ever gonna want to watch this? So I know when I've done driving videos before at night, I've never done, like I said, a live driving video, but I have done driving videos before, and I have done them at night, and there's usually more like lights, like street lights in the background, or headlights from other cars. Oh, there's one. So this is kind of like a darker area, I guess, right now. I'm about to get into more of like a main area though, more of like a main road. So there should be some more traffic lights coming up in a moment or so. This is definitely going to be a quick video. I'm already almost at my apartment, you guys. It feels like so much longer. It feels like such a longer drive to me when I'm not on camera, when I'm not doing a video. And then this is what I love about driving videos, you guys. This is literally the reason why I love driving videos, mainly for the reason that typically I never really drive very far, or I try to avoid it at all costs. Oh, here we go. Here's some lights. But even me driving short distances will typically feel like I'm just a very impatient person. So yeah, like pretty much any amount, and I just hate driving otherwise. Like I've always hated driving, unless I'm doing a video apparently. But so yeah, like typically even shorter trips will feel like they take a really long time for me. I just have no patience, I guess, and I hate driving and stuff. But anytime I've done a video while I'm driving, it just goes by so fast because I'm such a rambler. Like, I haven't even said anything yet. I haven't talked about my shift. I haven't talked about anything, and I'm already almost there, you guys. Like, I have a couple more, like 2 or 3 more lights to go through, and then I'm there. And normally this drive feels like so much longer. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's incredible. So yeah, I love driving videos, apparently. Like, they definitely are very nerve-wracking for obvious reasons, probably. Like, but really, like, anytime you drive, you're taking a risk. You know what I mean? Like, so I just prefer to do it while I'm on camera, apparently. I'm not, well, on this camera, not on other cameras, but on on my phone camera doing a YouTube. But so yeah, I had stuff I thought I was gonna start talking about and saying, but I think really I just wanted to try this. I've missed doing driving videos, and yeah, I've never done a driving video live. So I did kind of want to try that. Also, yeah, the last video that I did earlier, like the shift that I just did, I ended up crying. It was kind of like it turned into a little bit of a melodramatic kind of moment for me because I'm just a big old baby, basically. Literally a big old baby. I really shouldn't be as much of a baby as I am at the age that I'm at. I feel like I become almost like not more sensitive, but I'm just, yeah, an even bigger baby as I get older, which sucks because I thought that as you get older in life, you're supposed to get stronger and like more resilient, and maybe in some ways I want to think I sort of have a little bit, but honestly not really. If anything, for the most part, I feel like I just get, yeah, like, I don't know, less able to deal with things, or like less tolerant of a lot of stuff. I definitely try for that not to be the case, but I think because just like the wear and tear of like over the years and the decades like adds up, you know what I mean? So it's like by this point, I'm just like, damn, like I just feel like I've been through the ringer pretty much, like, because yeah, I basically haven't we all? Oh my gosh. Okay, so this spot, I've done a nighttime video in this spot before. It's right up the road from where my apartment is. It's been a while though. That was probably like well, it was definitely in August, so yeah, summertime. It's 50 degrees out right now. I do not have the heat on in my car. I haven't had the heat on in my car this entire time. I'm purposely not allowing myself to put the heat on in my car for now, like for a while, like until it really gets cold, like until winter really, really hits. Because yeah, I'm trying to get my body more used to like the cold. You know, like trying to like prepare myself for winter. So yeah, 50 degrees, that's what the thermostat was reading in my apartment last winter. The winter before that and the winter before that, it said 60. And then last year, it for some reason was like 10 degrees colder, it said 50. So yeah, because I don't put the heat on lately, these past few years, I haven't been, well, a couple of those years I didn't even know how to put it on. Like I thought it was completely broken, but I don't know, it's like a long story kind of with that. I've definitely mentioned on my YouTube before, yeah, the past 3 years, I haven't put the heat on pretty much in my apartment. And also, yeah, I didn't wear a jacket or anything really even remotely like it. A hoodie, a sweatshirt, not one time all last winter. I didn't wear a jacket one time. And the winters where I am are very cold. Like it says, when I look it up online, it says that the state that I'm in is one of the coldest states in the US. So, you know, not trying to like flex or anything, but I am proud of myself for that because yeah. The closest I came to wearing a jacket was, I have these gym jerseys. They're like a sheer jersey, not sheer, but they're pretty thin fabric. They're like a jersey fabric, I'm pretty sure is what it's called. They are long sleeve, but they're not heavy fabric at all. They're very thin fabric. And I wore, yeah, like they're basically like the long sleeve zip up things you would wear over like a tank top or something to go to the gym. So I wore those. That was the closest I came. And then obviously I wear gloves, I wear boots, like, you know, I wear a hat typically, I guess, here and there, but no jacket last year. So I just don't want to have to deal with those anymore. um But it's weird because right now I really don't feel cold, and I'm wearing the same thing I was wearing earlier today, which is just a dress. Like, you guys obviously can't really see, but I'm not wearing pants. I'm just wearing a dress, like, you know, because it was hot out earlier today. That's probably why I don't feel cold now. I'm sure some of the heat from earlier in the day is like carrying into the night as it typically does. But my car thermostat says 51 degrees. So, and yeah, it said like 68 when I was in the club parking lot. Pretty much, it's funny, not funny, but in the wintertime, the club where I work is not very far from my apartment, but typically in the wintertime, it'll say that that area by the club is about 10 degrees colder than where my apartment is in the winter. Because yeah, every time I leave work, it'll say one thing, and then I'll drive to my apartment, and when I get to my apartment area, the thermostat in my car is 10 degrees or so lower than what it said when I was at work before I drove, you know, over to my apartment. Whereas in the summer, it's 10 degrees hotter, go figure. So it's really weird. I guess the area that I live is just like kind of BS when it comes to stuff like that. Either that, or it's just another thing that's messing with me, like just trying to get in my head and like make things seem even worse or something. I don't know. But yeah, same thing with summer, except with the heat. It's like the club area will say a certain temperature, and then when I drive and I get to my apartment, it says that it's like a good 10 degrees or so even hotter, or a bad 10 degrees hotter. It's usually way too hot for me in July and August around here. But I'll still take it over the winter, that's for sure. But so yeah, this 51 degrees does not feel cold to me right now. I am wearing just like a short sleeve, kind of short kind of dress, and then my club dress is underneath it. So my little black dress, if you will, that I wear at the club pretty much always. But I was on the pole a lot tonight, as I usually try. But yeah, I mean, I usually try to do a good bit of pole when I'm at work, but especially before I left earlier tonight, I just knew I was cold at work for bits and for parts of it when I wasn't on stage and wasn't on the pole, like in between my turn going up there. I was getting cold here and there, but then like with that in mind, I made sure to do like a lot of pole and a lot of stage before I left. And I'm so glad that I did, because even now, like obviously that's worn off a bit, but even now I still feel like not cold right now. And yeah, 51 degrees right now, and I'm wearing this dress, but when it says that it's been 50 or so degrees in my apartment, I'm wearing like 20 layers of clothing, and I still feel so cold, like typically when that's like last year, not literally 20, but I did count, it was like 16 or 17 layers of clothing that I was wearing last winter in my apartment. It's weird because I would wear all of that in my apartment, and then I would go outside in like a little jersey, no jacket, you know, gloves, accessories, winter accessories, boots and stuff. But yeah, no jacket, and then I was wearing all of that in my apartment. My apartment, honestly, like if the thermostat is clearly broken, it says that it's 51. I don't know, or it says it was around 50 degrees in there last year. Maybe even that's not accurate. I'm sure, nothing feels accurate these days, so even that was probably just like off. I wonder if it was even colder than that. I don't see how I could have stood for it to be any colder than that. Like I felt like that was like my max, like my threshold of what I could handle. I don't want to jinx it though, because I'm just wondering this year, like what's gonna happen. Like I'm so terrified about it. Like, so that's why I'm trying to like get my body used to I don't know, I just like prepare myself a little bit. I'm not allowed to put the heat on in my car until, I'm gonna make the rule now, until it snows, until we get our first snowfall. I'm not allowed to have the heat on in my car until the snow. So, but luckily it has been nice weather around here lately. Last week was pretty cloudy and gray, but this week is almost feeling like summer again. You know, it's just been warm and nice and sunny. And again, I don't want to jinx it, but I'm just so thrilled with that. Like, that is just so like precious to me, and so I'm just so thankful for that. Like, I'm just trying to really soak that up and focus on that and enjoy that right now as much as I can. Although I can't really say as much as I can, because it's like, yeah, lately I've been going into work mostly like, I just sleep in so much, you know, and then I'm doing mostly night shifts lately, or even if I manage to do a day shift, like I was able to this past Friday and Saturday, I did a day shift those days. But yeah, like I was just barely able to get up in time to get in there, and then I'm in the club pretty much all day, you know, so I'm not really getting to enjoy this nice weather, maybe as much as I might like to. But honestly, like, I don't know what I would really do if I wasn't working, or like, you know, sleeping in and then getting ready for work. Like, work is pretty much my entire existence. But I enjoy it. Like, I love a lot of parts about, you know, dancing, just dancing in general. I love dancing. Other parts of it I don't love, obviously, like having to suck up to guys and do lap dances when I don't really necessarily want to try to make at least something. But yeah, I love being on stage, and I love dancing just on stage and in general. And oh gosh. Yeah, there's so many things I want to talk about, and I really thought that I was going to be able to mention at least some of it in this video, and so far none of what I said has anything to do with what I have written down in my little notes here and there. um so I guess, you know, I'll just have to keep having those things pending for now. I don't want to lose. Okay, so this piece of paper I have right here for some of it. I still have my paper plate from the other day. Like, I take notes on like anything I can find, like wrappers, napkins, coffee filters, paper plates, just oh, you know what I've heard before? I guess it is legal to write on money, on US currency, like dollar bills. I obviously I could be wrong about that, but I have looked this up online before, and yeah, I'm pretty sure it says that it is actually legal to write on money, which I always think is so funny, because I would never think that it would be. I feel like everything is usually so strict with stuff, and like the rules and the laws with most things. Just like, yeah, when I looked that up online and it said that it was legal to do that, I was shocked. I was like amazed. I couldn't believe it, and I still can't. But that's really cool though. And you do see, or I know I see a lot of bills with stuff written on them, or like little doodles here and there. But you would think with it being legal that you would see it more often, or I would think that I would see it more often. And I kind of wish that I did it more often. Like, there's so many things you could put on there, and but I guess I'm just usually too scatterbrained and busy, like thinking about other things and taking like different notes for other things on other pieces of paper and stuff. But anyways, somebody's telling me to go have a shower and some food and get some sleep. That is good advice. That is what I need to go do right now. Yes. The thing is, to be honest, I actually am not tired right now. I feel like, I mean, I'm sure a part of me is like underneath it all, but I've noticed this plenty of times before. I'm just naturally a night owl. Sometimes after my shifts at work, I will be very tired and I will be very drained and just exhausted. But even if I've done like a 10-hour shift like I did tonight and like I've been doing lately, most of the time, even if I am tired, a lot of times I'm not even really that tired until like later after my shower, after all that, until like, you know, 5, 6 a.m., maybe something like that. But even if I am tired after my shift, when it's nighttime, it's nothing like how I feel during the day. Like, during the daytime, you guys, I am exhausted on a level that I just could never put into words. So that's why, like, when it's nighttime like this and I actually have energy, it's so hard for me to go to sleep, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I actually have energy. Like, I actually feel so different. This is how I want to feel during the day. Like, this is how I want to feel, preferably all the time. But this energy level that I have right now, this is how I wish I could feel on my days off. like during the day when I have to go do things. I went to the bank earlier today. I paid my rent and stuff, went to the post office. I went to the grocery store before I went to work, and I did my YouTube video, well, a different YouTube video before I worked earlier. And all throughout all of that, as I typically feel, I just felt like how I typically feel during the day, which is exhausted, like absolutely. I just couldn't even put it into words how tired I feel during the daytime, almost every single day. Whereas, yeah, like at nighttime, even after doing a long shift like that, a lot of times, usually at night, I actually do have energy. It does vary, like I said, like sometimes I'll still feel the exhaustion. I'm sure a big part of it right now is just that I'm on camera and that I'm doing a YouTube video, and I get like, I don't know, like happy and excited sometimes when I'm doing my YouTube. Although that wasn't the case earlier. Earlier, I ended up crying, my last video that I did. But that was towards the end. And, you know, obviously I was talking about something that was like making me sad or upset. But I think when I started that video, even though I was so tired when I started that video, I definitely was like in a decent mood, kind of like cheery and happy, like the start of that video. So I think, yeah, just being on YouTube typically in most cases will kind of seem to give me energy in the moment and like kind of liven me up, which I really like, you know, like that's a great feeling to like look forward to things and like be excited to like do them, and you know, like that kind of stuff. So honestly though, at my work earlier, it wasn't a great shift. It was very slow. You know, the way that it was at work earlier tonight was kind of like tying in to how I was like talking about stuff in the video that I did before that shift, and like how I get stressed out about how slow it's been, and I'm like, I don't know how the club is able to make money, and I just worry so much about it and this and that and the economy. And yeah, I mean, it was definitely a Monday kind of Monday. It was a very slow shift. I have had good Mondays before, but I wouldn't say that this is one of them. Yeah, very slow, very scary. But I will say, and what I want to try to focus on right now, like the vibes as far as the customers and like the money flow or lack thereof, like the vibes with that in those regards was not great. But there was kind of like a good overall vibe amongst like the people that were working. I felt like the dancers and the employees, like, you know, like we were talking and kind of like laughing and joking around, and I think just trying to like cheer each other up, you know, like that kind of thing. So like, you know, like the vibes as far as like, yeah, people that were working there seemed to be pretty good despite how slow it was and despite how kind of sucky the rest of the vibes were in a lot of ways, you know. So that was nice, you know, like there's so many people that work there, both other dancers and employees, that I just really like, and like that are very dear to me, you know. And it just, but I almost like, I get scared feeling that way when I think about how slow it is, and I'm like, well, what, you know, like there's, I don't know, like I'm really thankful for that, obviously, and like very like happy about that, but then I'm like, wow, like I don't want to get too attached to that or that feeling, or like I don't want to get too comfortable with that, because, you know, like again, it has been really slow, and like I don't know how the club is able to be okay with how slow it is and the economy and all of that. But I'm just going to try to focus on the positive, you know, as best I can. And like I said, there were still good vibes tonight, and I'm still kind of like on a little bit of my work high from being on the pole and being on stage and the adrenaline with all of that. Yeah, got some pole tricks. I don't think I got the extended butterfly, but I did get the regular butterfly quite a few times. The extended butterfly is very difficult for me. I'm actually amazed that I got that at all recently. I forget which shift it was. I know it was like a day or two ago, but it was definitely like recently. But yeah, anyways. So my neighbor, not my neighbor, but the person, like the house in front of me, just put their porch light on. So I wonder if they're like noticing that I'm just like sitting here. I still have my headlights on. So yeah, I definitely should probably wrap this up. I can't believe it's already almost half an hour. if I hadn't been doing this video, I could have been back in my apartment like 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, but I just really wanted to like try this out and just kind of like, especially after my last video when I was like crying a little bit. I don't know, I just wanted to kind of like try to do another one. Like hopefully have it be a little bit happier, like better vibes. I don't know. Which, yeah, like after that, you know, how slow it was, like that's a challenge, but challenge accepted. I am still apparently in a decent enough mood right now. Yay. And you know what? It's not Monday anymore, you guys. Where I am now, it is technically Tuesday. So it's a new day. Even though it's dark out right now and it's technically nighttime, it is not Monday anymore, okay? So we're calling this Tuesday. It is Tuesday on the calendar. It's Tuesday on the clock. It's Tuesday. So on that note, happy Tuesday, you guys. Tinka Tuesday. Oh, you know what? Okay, I think that's why I'm in a good mood too. After my shift, before I hit the road and like started doing this video, I was able to tape some stickers onto my steering wheel that spells out my dancer name, Tinka. I had found the stickers earlier today, or earlier yesterday, whatever you want to call it, earlier Monday. But they're such old stickers, they weren't sticking to the steering wheel. So at the very end, like literally the very end of my shift, I found a little roll of Scotch tape near the coffee maker, like the coffee pots and stuff at work. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna borrow this just because I know I'm going back in probably like later today, like Tuesday. So yeah, I taped the stickers onto the steering wheel and it spells out Tinka, and I was able to like tape some star stickers on the steering wheel. So I'm gonna have to try to remember that. I mean, obviously I'll see it, I'm assuming, like I can see it right now. So if I'm able to try to squeeze in a YouTube video later this Tuesday before or during my shift, later on, my next shift at work, I'm gonna try to remember to include that in the shot, you know, in the camera. Here, it spells out my name. I really want to show you guys now, but I don't know, should I? I don't know. Let's just see here. Just for kicks, just to see what it looks like on here, if you guys can see. Yay! Oh my gosh. You can kind of see it, right? A little bit. Okay. Well, that's just a little preview for that for now. Because yeah, I do want to try like different camera angles and different spots for filming here and there, even if it's just in my car for now, until I really, hopefully I'm able to branch out with other locations and spots for filming, hopefully at some point in the future. Not too sure yet. I'm trying to think of stuff, but my apartment's a little iffy with that, you know, especially when it really gets cold. I'm gonna be like wearing all the layers for like trying to stay warm and stuff, but oh well. I'm so happy I was able to do these stickers, and hopefully I can try to do a video with that later on or soon. That would be great. That'd be fun, I think, to try. So happy Tuesday, you guys, and hopefully I'll be able to get back on here pretty soon. I'm gonna peace out for now though. Hopefully I can go get some sleep. I got 4 hours before I just did that last shift that I just did. So 4 hours sleep, 10 hours working. Now, hopefully after I shower and, you know, kind of unwind, go online for a bit, hopefully I can get some more sleep. I'm hoping. So I'm gonna say goodnight for now. Hopefully I'll be able to get back on later today or soon. Peace out for now.